Hello, hello. Welcome back. It has been a while. I was on the ball, then I dropped it. I'll admit it. But I never really looked at it as a full time thing, so that makes sense. But I do still want to try and make it a continuous thing. I don't know, I have the time. I just don't always feel like it. But yeah, lately, what all have I been doing? I don't know. Just hanging out, honestly. Existing. No, work, gym. There's actually this, hold on, I've got a book right here. So there's this, store that opened up at the mall. Oh, don't know when, but they sell these really cheap books. So I picked up like 25 of them. Yeah, 25 books. And the whole thing cost me like $80 for all of them. So yeah, that's where I've been lately. Besides gym and the work. And the more I work, the more I go, I gotta get rich. Because there is nothing like enjoying your day off until you realize you're not off that day. And then you gotta get up, shower, go the whole 9 yards for 8 hours, come home and do it again. And a lot of times, it's like, am I crazy that this seems more stressful than the older generations make it? Or am I still just too ambitious in other departments? Like, I don't like working for small things, but I can't get paid to work on big things until the big things are actually done. Woe is me, right? But oh, that was the other thing. People like 200 years ago were probably getting paid better than us, but also they had like less people in general. Like even at my job, so I work in a kitchen hospital, right? And when I first started working there about 2.5 years ago, there's a sequence number at the bottom of the tickets that shows you how many orders there have been today. And I remember I used to be like, man, I love how easy this job is, man. One of these days, we're going to get 400 tickets. And I only show up for the second half of the day, 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. So I'm at the end of the day like, man, we didn't make it to 400. Maybe next time. Now, we are usually hitting 560 on average. And it's like, where did all of these people come from? Like, did people just decide to start having, maybe it was a post COVID thing. Maybe that was it. Like, after COVID happened, people started finding other people and settling down. But either way, I'm just hoping the count goes back down. It gets so busy for no reason. Which I don't mind too much, but I would rather be consistently busy throughout the day so the time just flies by. But instead, it's usually just busy enough that it's annoying, but there's always just enough time to make sure you remember the day's going slow. Like, I'd rather just 30 tickets pop out all at once every 5 minutes, and then 2 hours later, we're 50 tickets behind. But it's never that simple. Yeah, I don't like that medium busy work pace. But yeah. Not much else has been happening in my life. What was I gonna, started playing Cyberpunk again. It's fun. Wish they just had more weapon types. Because after a while, it gets pretty easy. Either that or have more people with the Sandevistan. Because I would love to fight more people like that, but we usually don't get to. Like, they show up every once in a while, but they're not. Like, I need a David Martinez versus Adam Smasher fight every 5 minutes. That's what I need. But yeah, all right. So what we're here for today, the usual. I'm not going to make you guys do what was it? The memory questions, the ones we've been over today. So once we're done with the lessons and the initial questions, I'm going to end the video there. Just because I don't know if you guys like it or not. But if you do, let me know and we'll do it next time, whenever that is. I can't promise next Monday because I work next Monday and I'm not going to feel like getting up to film in the morning. But yeah, all right, let's get started. Also, let me know if you prefer when I talk like this or when I whisper, because when we get started again, I'm going to be whispering again. So yeah, let me know. Respiratory muscle training is a technique that targets the respiratory muscles to improve respiratory function. These muscles include the diaphragm, intercostals, and accessory muscles of respiration. By increasing the strength and endurance of these muscles, RMT can enhance oxygen uptake during exercise and improve overall respiratory health. RMT is the abbreviation for respiratory muscle training, in case you got confused for a second. Because usually I read what the abbreviation is after the first time I say it. But this time I forgot. That's my bad. But there are various techniques for RMT, including breathing exercises, inspiratory and expiratory muscle training, and positive expiratory pressure (PEP) therapy. These techniques can be particularly useful for individuals with respiratory conditions such as chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, or asthma, as well as athletes looking to improve their respiratory capacity. I was going to say maybe I should try this, but that's actually not an issue I have anymore. I used to, because I had asthma as a child. But yeah, that went away right around the time that I went to middle school. I just wasn't into sports in the middle school, so I didn't have a lot of stamina. And then in high school was when I got into martial arts. And so that was sort of when my stamina started to increase. Like now, even running for 15 minutes straight, I'm fine. I can keep going. It's actually the tendons in my legs, in my left leg specifically, that causes the problem. Where were we? Oh. Studies have shown that RMT can improve lung function, respiratory muscle strength, and exercise performance. By incorporating RMT into an exercise routine, individuals can optimize their respiratory capacity and enhance overall health and fitness. What are the various methods employed in RMT to improve respiratory function? I have no clue how I read over that. Stopped to talk and completely forgot what I read over. And that's why I'm glad we have these questions. Because I'm going to get this one wrong. I don't even know what to guess because it's not multiple choice, which makes it even worse. I know one of them was breathing exercises, obviously. But like beyond that, you feel me? But yeah, I don't know. Breathe. Oh, no, I feel stupid. They weren't specific exercises. That's why. Breathing exercises, inspiratory muscle training. I think that it might be inspired. I don't know. This is the problem with reading things and not being able to hear them, which I guess is why a lot of people have audiobooks, because you see new words and you can understand what they mean, but you don't know how to pronounce them. But yeah, inspiratory muscle training, expiratory muscle training, positive expiratory pressure therapy, which was the PEP therapy, respiratory limitations, such as asthma. I had to stop to think for a second, because what if it's respiratory? But then I was like, nah, that doesn't even sound right, because I'm pretty sure it's respiratory system. Anyways, respiratory limitations, such as asthma, can significantly impact physical activity by restricting airflow and oxygen delivery to working muscles. Asthma is characterized by inflammation and constriction of the airways, leading to shortness of breath, wheezing, and coughing during exercise. Fun fact, when I had asthma, I could not run for more than literally like 5 full seconds without needing my inhaler. It was not a good time. For instance, exercise-induced bronchoconstriction occurs when vigorous activity triggers an asthmatic response in susceptible individuals. This reaction reduces lung function temporarily and may hinder athletic performance or discourage participation in physical activities altogether. However, with proper management strategies like pre-exercise medication use or gradual warm-ups, many asthmatics can safely engage in regular workouts. In fact, aerobic exercises like swimming have been shown to improve lung capacity and overall respiratory health for those with a mild to moderate asthma. Understanding the unique challenges posed by respiratory limitations allows for tailored approaches that enable affected individuals to reap the benefits of regular exercise while minimizing potential risk. So they're probably going to ask about this next anyways, but point being, if you have any exercise-induced asthma, gradual warm-ups or participate in swimming to help that. Which respiratory condition can hinder physical activity due to reduced airflow and oxygen supply to muscles? That's asthma. And what is exercise-induced bronchoconstriction? Vigorous activity triggering an asthmatic response. Endurance exercise, particularly long-distance running, has a profound impact respiratory function. I should probably see how long I can hold my breath at one of these points. This form of aerobic activity challenges the lungs to adapt and expand their capabilities in order to meet increased oxygen demands. When engaging in regular long-distance running, a runner's alveolar surface area expands while capillary density around these air sacs increases. This adaptation facilitates more efficient gas exchange between the blood and lungs. Concurrently, diaphragm and intercostal muscle strength improve, allowing for deeper inhalations that draw greater volumes of oxygen-rich air into the lungs. Endurance athletes often exhibit enhanced lung elasticity due to consistent deep breathing during training sessions. This allows for better recoil during exhalation, which expels carbon dioxide more effectively from the body. I had something that I was going to say, and I don't remember what. As a result of long-distance running, what adaptations take place in a runner's alveolar surface area and the capillary density around these air sacs? The alveolar surface expands and the capillary density increases. Yeah. Well, like I said, not gonna make you guys go through with the rest of it. But yeah. I was thinking about doing another type of video. But I'm not really sure what kind I'd want to do. So, stay tuned. We'll see if I get around to that eventually. Although at some point, nah. I was going to say maybe I could do something with the books I got, but those are going to be a slow